part of the HTML crash course for beginners. So we will start where we had left in the previous part. So this is our form. So we created a text box, a number, a messages through text area, and we also created a drop down. So the next thing which we will create, which you will find in almost every form, which it is the checkbox. You get these checkboxes where you can select multiple checkboxes. So next we'll do that. So let me do that. So first I will give that break row again, then after that div, inside the div a label, and I don't want the for right now. I don't want to confuse you with the for thing. This for thing also we can give. So for, if you give a for in the label, then you have to give an ID in the input. It is like that, but it is not that much necessary, so I am not teaching it that. So in label, let me write something. What do you own? So this is a question, and you can own multiple things. So let me give a break row here also, because I want it to be in the separate line. So after that, it will be a type of input only. Input type, it is known as checkbox. Name, we have to give a name to it, and the name is again unique. Vehicle 1. Value, let the value be bike, because this checkbox will say bike only. This level was for headline only, and now I will use the another label which will be associated with this. As usual, I don't want this for again, so label bike, and I again need to give a break row. So let me copy this. Bike, this will be vehicle 2. The value which will be passed to the server will be value car. Value generally we pass it as a small letter, so let me give this a small. Car, vehicle 3. Let's, some people can have a boat also, so boat, and let me save it now. See, it will come like this. So you can select, and then you can select all of them, or 2 of them, or 1 of them. So because the next thing which you will see, it is known as radio box. It's give, in that radio box you have to choose only 1 of them, and it is very popular, this radio box, to choose the gender, because gender you can choose only 1. So those kind of things in which you want only 1 input from the user, they are mainly given in the radio box. So let me do that. So it will be quite similar to this. So let me do one thing. Let me copy this only, because let me give here gender. Type will not be checkbox, type will be radio. And name, one important thing about radio box, that the name will be same, because they are associated with only one thing. In checkbox, what it was happening, if I select one thing, it will go for vehicle 1, this will go for vehicle 2, this will go for vehicle 3, or all 3 can go. So they are sort of independent of each other, but this is not independent of each other. So male, let me give male. Gender, instead of checkbox it is radio, male, female, and other, OTH, yeah, other. Let me save it, and we've given all of them, and we have come. See, I clicked on male, and after that I am clicking on female, so male will go and female will come. So it works like that, and it is not like radio checkbox. I can click on all three. It is not like that. I have to click on any one of them. So this is the difference between checkbox and radio box and how they are used. So now one of the last thing in the form which we will learn, actually there are many other input type, and with HTML5 there are input type like file also, in which we can choose something. You might have seen that in the newer forms, in which there is a browse button, and click on it and you can give an image. So those things are also there, sliders and many things are there, ranges and many things are there which you can see. But these are the most common things which you are going to use: text, number, message, one, select, checkbox, radio box. So now let's see one of the last thing, which is known as the submit button. So we will see button next. So let me again do the break row, and then after that div, and inside this div another input, and this is not typed as, this will be type submit, and it will create a button, and the value will be submit. So what it will does, it will first, let me save it, and it will create a button, a simple button. See, this is a button without any CSS, so it is just a simple button. But what difference it will do, suppose you click on it, so it will take all this data, and let me come here, and in most of the cases you will have something like action.php, or in the newer days some React or something. In fact, React, the form is totally different, but that's why I cannot say React. So something like this, action.php. React, the form is not different, but the way to use it is different. We will use it in, we'll use the stacks only in React, but the way to use it is a bit different. So this action is there, it will send. When we click on this type submit, it will take all this value which the user has input and submit it to the PHP file. So this is what it is there. Right now we have not configured any PHP file or something. So, but then also, if you can see, when we click on the submit, what it did, it took everything which we have entered and it is sort of sending it. If you can see, name, message, everything it had took, and it is sending it. So this is what the submit does. So let me go back, and so this completes our form, as you have seen this submit button. But there is a simpler button also, which if you need to use, you have to add the logic in a JavaScript. So this button already had some logic attached to it, but if you want to do some extra logic, means like click of a button, do something else, not only submit a button can do a lot of things. So this is the simple button, and it will just be come with the button tag, just a button you have to give submit, or let it not have submit every time. Click here. So see, it will come like this. Let me do one thing, because it is a different concept, so let me do it here so that you people can understand from this cheat sheet that it is a different thing. So button is here. So the next thing which we will do is the image tag, which is one of the most important tag, because every website will have images. Without images a website is really ugly. So for the images, the first thing which we will do is to have a image folder here. So how can we create a folder here? We can create a folder from here. Let me give it a name, images, and I have saved one image in my download, so I will use it here. So this, in my download I have this. It's better to give it a rename it, because in any programming language it is not good to use a space as a for naming anything, for file to images or anything. So let me have this dash here, HTML crash course. So after that, let me find out where it is, or let me just copy it, and I will come here and paste it. Okay, it will not come like this, so my bad. So where is my HTML basic? Yeah, it is here. So I'll come here, the images folder is created, I will paste it here, close it. So now the HTML crash course have come. So now what we will do, we will create the image, we'll create the image tag. Let me do it like this, close it, image tag, let's add some distance between both of them. So after that, let us now see img, it's also self closing. So after this, images, because this is the folder, we have to first go to the folder. If I have not given the folder, I could have directly typed the name, but it is generally we give the folder. So images, I will go, and after that, see, it automatically came because of my VS Code, it automatically came. So I will select it, and there is another tag which it had given, and it is a very good practice to always fill this, which is known as a alt tag. So alt tag is a tag which, let me show you, HTML crash course. So what it does, it is very important for screen readers. So the people who have some difficulties to see, when they use the screen reader, it will come here, and from the alt tag it will tell that this is the image of HTML crash course. So it is very important to give. And there is another thing which I will show you. See this, I will, let me save it, and my image is there, my image is there, HTML crash course, and it is the full image it is showing. So before moving forward, I will show one thing. Suppose I misspelled this thing, or the image, generally we don't store the image in some server, and that server is down and the image is not available, anything like that. So let me change the name. See, there is no image like this. Let me save it. So see what have come, HTML crash course, it is giving that name. So let me revert back, and it will show it. So this image is very big, and there is a way, generally most of the time we use CSS with images and style them through CSS, but we can style them here also, because there are two properties known, there are two more attributes. One is known as width, and another one is known as height. So let me give some width is 300, and height will be 200. So let me save it, and it become smaller. So this completes our image tag. So let us see some quotation tags. So quotation tags, they are not that much used, but there is a second tag which I am going to show. It is very useful. So for quotation tag, the first tag which we will see is a block quote tag. So let me do a block quote, and inside this let me write anything, some lorem 20. Suppose this lorem 20 is a copyrighted thing, anything which is copyrighted. So if I just let me just save it. So it is no different than any other tag. It is a paragraph tag, and it will show it in a paragraph. But there is a attribute which we can give to a block quote, which is known as site attribute, and inside this you can give the website name through which this quotation have come. That's why it is known as a quotation tag. So http, suppose it came from en.wikipedia.com/ the article name. Suppose it is a World Wildlife Federation, something we have written for that, so it is coming from there. So like this we can give the thing. So if I save it, see, nothing special is happening. It will show like this only. But let me inspect element and see the block quote. This site is showing. So why this is important? So what it will do when you work on real website, if you copy any content, Google generally does our SEO ranking gets a hit. So this, if you give this to the main writer, or SEO ranking won't get hit, and the main author of this whatever he have written, he will get the credit, but our SEO thing will also not get a hit. So this is very important tag for, because of that block quotes. So after this, let me also give this as always. The another tag which I will tell you is known as ABBR tag. So this is a very important tag, and actually I also didn't knew much about it, and if I would have knew about it, I would have saved a lot of time, because in many projects in which I work, there is something known as tooltip. If you take something over a text, there a tooltip should occur. So there is a tag for that also, and we used to write a very complicated logic through CSS and all. So without that also you can give ABBR. Oh, it is not coming like this because it is inside something. So ABBR, yeah, it is coming now. So let me copy it, and here more lorem, let me type this, more lorem. Okay, so let me go ahead, see a dot is coming, and when I will take my mouse over here, more lorem will come. So this is a sort of tooltip, and this is very useful thing. Without any extra code, just with our HTML, not we don't need any CSS or something, just with the HTML I am getting a tooltip. So this completes all our HTML tag, all our main HTML tag, and this completes our HTML crash course. So if you like this course, please subscribe to my channel so that I can produce more courses like this. I have very good React course, see them and help me by subscribing to my channel. Thank you.